and welcome to Hazel Heroes for March of 1993. Today we're going to talk with some very special students who were selected as Hazel Heroes. Hazel's Heroes is a program in the Hazel Park schools that recognizes students for outstanding things that they do, or maybe just for being great kids, which is okay with us also. The Hazel Hero program is sponsored both by the Hazel Park schools and also the Hazel Park Lions Club. First this morning we're going to talk with students from Ford School and from Edison School. So let's head over to the south side of town and talk to Ford. And from Ford we have, what is your name?
David Farraj.
Good job, Dave. Nice and loud. I'm real proud of you. You listened to the instructions. David, can you tell me who your teacher is?
Mrs. Zegler.
Mrs. Zegler? Have you been in Mrs. Zegler's class all year?
Uh-huh.
And from Ford School, you've been at Ford all 4 years? Or did you move from somewhere else?
No, since kindergarten.
Boy, you're an old pro at being a Ford student, aren't you? Well, good for you. David, can you tell me what kinds of things you do in Mrs. Zegler's class?
We do English and spelling and stuff like that.
English and spelling? You don't ever have to do things like math?
Well, we go to Mr. Wes's class for math.
Oh, how does that work? Can you explain that to me?
At 9 o'clock, we just leave from Mrs. Zegler's class and go to the class next door.
And
their
what?
class comes to Mrs. Zegler's class.
Oh, it's kind of like trading kids.
Mm-hmm.
You get to trade teachers.
Yeah, for 1 hour.
For 1 hour. And then what do you do with Mrs. Ruiz?
We just do math all day. I mean, only 1 hour.
1 hour of math? What kind of things are you doing in math?
Fractions.
Oh, fractions. That means you know how to do good things like multiplying and dividing. What kind of fractions are you doing right now?
The kind that you add together on
With
top of each other.
Common denominators or unlike denominators?
I ain't sure.
You're just starting fractions,
Yeah.
right? What other kind of subjects do you do?
We do reading, too, and science and social studies.
Well, in reading, this year you have some new books, don't you?
Uh-huh.
What do you think of those new books?
They're okay.
Okay. You don't think it's a whole lot different from the ones you had before?
No.
No? Have you done any of the projects, like writing things or making things that go along with those books?
Uh-huh.
Like
a couple.
What did you do?
Like we drew pictures of them and stuff.
Pictures? What was your picture?
Like a guy named Brother Wind or something.
Brother Wind. Oh. Was that an Indian story?
No.
No? Do you remember what it was?
There's a little girl, and she would keep on trying to capture him.
Oh.
With all kinds of stuff, and she'd keep on losing.
It's kind of hard to catch the wind, isn't it? Can you tell me why you're a Hazel Hero, David?
I get all my work done, and I turn it in on time.
Wow, that's important. Do you think it's important?
Yeah.
Why?
So you don't get zeros and Fs.
Yeah, that's a good reason. Do you have a lot of homework to do?
No.
No?
We don't get homework only if we don't finish our stuff in class. Sometimes we get homework, but usually we don't.
You don't? Boy, I think there's some kids who'd like to talk to you and be in your class. Most kids in Hazel Park have homework.
Yeah.
You're supposed to have homework. So you must be awful fast that you get it all done in class,
Yeah.
right? That's pretty great. Do you know this little gal sitting next to you here?
Yeah.
You guys are both in the same room, right?
Uh-huh.
Are you friends or just in the same room?
Yeah, we're friends.
That's pretty nice. Well, it's nice to have you here, David, and congratulations on being a Hazel Hero. Is there anything you'd like to say to anybody who's watching?
No.
No? Okay. Nice to have you, David. Over here looking so pretty, we have... What's your name?
Alyssa Skultety.
Alyssa Skultety. Alyssa, we already heard that you're in the same classroom as David, but what classroom is that?
Mrs. Zegler's class.
Mrs. Zegler's class. Boy, you really dressed up pretty for us today, didn't you?
Yes.
Or do you always look this lovely?
I don't always look this lovely.
You don't?
No.
Who gave you that pretty flower?
My mom.
Is that special for being a Hazel Hero?
Yes.
Wow, your mom must be awful proud of you.
Yes.
Are you proud of you?
Yes.
Yes? I'm glad. Can you tell me what you do with Mrs. Zegler's class? I mean, we heard a little bit, but what are your favorite things?
My favorite things are math and social studies and science and English and spelling.
Wow, you like it all, don't you?
Yes.
No wonder they said you're a wonderful student. Can you tell me, Alyssa, a little bit about what you do in science?
In science, we do like electricity, and right now we're doing hearing stuff.
Like what?
Like well, we'll do can't really think of anything right now because I'm so nervous.
Well, that's okay. Remember what I told you about my being nervous too, so
Yes.
we're even. Alyssa, when you think about the things that you did for electricity, do you remember any of those?
We would like hook up different kinds of circuits to make a light bulb light, or we would take batteries and stuff like that and try different metals to try and make the light bulb light.
That's pretty cool stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
I never got to do things like that when I was in school. That must be fun. What kind of things do you do in social studies?
Social studies, we usually do reading in social studies. Social studies is reading. We will do papers on reading, like we would draw pictures, and after we're done reading the story, we would like write what happened in the middle, in the beginning, and the end of the story.
What kind of stories? Are the stories about anything special in social studies?
No.
No?
No.
What other kind of subjects do you do? Anything fun like art? That used to always be real fun.
Art, we usually go in art class, and we do like special things like making trees out of paint.
Making trees out of paint?
Yeah.
How'd you do that?
Well, first, the art teacher will put a little bit of paint on a piece of paper, and then she would give us a straw, and then we would blow into the straw and make a tree.
For heaven's sakes. Did you get to hang those on the wall so everybody can come in and look at Ford School and see the paint trees?
Yep.
That must be nice. Can you tell me why you're a Hazel hero?
Because I do good in school, and I be nice to all the kids, and I help the teacher out, and I finish all my work on time.
Wow, you're a model student, aren't you?
Yeah.
What do you do that helps the teacher?
Well, I usually hand out papers, or I would write an assignment on the board, or change the date, or do stuff like that.
Well, gee, if you write the assignment onto the board, does that mean you have really nice handwriting?
Yeah, I guess.
You
I
doing
don't know.
cursive?
Yeah.
Oh, gee. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Is there anything real special you like about being a Ford School student?
No.
No? Just like being there. Have you been at Ford all the time you've been in school?
Yes.
Well, Ford is real lucky to have students like you.
Thank
So
you.
we're glad that you're a Hazel hero. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Is there anything you'd like to tell anybody else out there watching?
No.
No? Well, good for you. Nice to have you. We're going to move to the other side of town now and go talk to students from Edison School. And from Edison School, we're lucky to have this big guy here whose name is
Chris McAllister.
Chris McAllister. What grade are you, Chris?
4.
4th grade. Wow, you're awful big for 4th grade. No? You don't think so? Who's your teacher, Chris?
Miss Wilson.
Miss Wilson. What kind of things do you do in 4th grade at Edison?
Math, reading, English, science, social studies.
And you sound so excited, I can tell you just love all of those. Which one don't you like?
Social studies, science, and math.
You don't like those 3? How come?
Boring.
Boring? Boy, you don't do the social or the science things like making electric light bulbs and
No.
that? What kind of things are you doing in science that are boring?
I don't know.
You don't remember, it's that boring. That's pretty bad. How about math?
Fractions and division.
Well, those are always tough, aren't they? It makes it kind of hard, but it's fun once you learn it. You get to remember all those things and use them the rest of your life. Isn't that exciting?
No.
I can tell you're just thrilled. Well, you didn't say reading, so you must like to read.
A little.
A little? You have the new reading books at your school also. What do you think of those new stories?
They're okay.
They're okay? Have you done any of the projects that go along with those stories?
No.
No, you haven't done pictures or building bridges or... Tell me about the pictures you do that go with the story.
Well, we do some pictures.
You don't remember what you made?
No.
For heaven's sake, you must really be more nervous than we are, huh?
No.
No? Okay. Can you tell me, Christopher, why are you a Hazel hero?
Because I'm a hardworking student. I turn my work in, and I'm nice to other kids.
It's real important to be nice to other kids, and sometimes it's not real easy, is it? What kind of grades do you get on your report card?
A, B's, and C's.
That is good. Good for you. That's not easy. Do you do a lot of homework so that you can get A's and B's? How much homework do you have to do every night?
Whatever we don't do in class and what we get from the teacher.
So that's quite a bit. Do you do homework every night of the week?
Yes.
Even Fridays?
No, we don't get homework on Fridays.
So you get a little time off on Friday,
Yeah.
Well, that's nice to know. What kind of things do you like at Edison School? Are there other subjects or fun things that you get to do while you're at Edison?
No.
No? Music, art, gym?
Oh, music, art, gym, choir.
You're in choir? Who's your choir instructor?
Mr. Herbert.
And what are you doing in choir?
Singing.
That usually helps. Are there special songs that you've learned?
No.
Can any fourth grader be in choir, or what does it take to get in?
If you want to, you can.
Is it just fourth grade?
4th, 5th, and 6th.
So 4th, 5th, and 6th, so you got to get in early, didn't you? Edison's also doing something a little different with another school from, where is it?
Pierce.
Pierce School. And where is Pierce? Do you remember?
In Birmingham.
In Birmingham. What kind of things did you do with Pierce School in Birmingham?
Did a play for Thanksgiving.
Did you get to go as part of the choir for that?
Yeah.
That's really a neat thing to do, isn't it? Well, it's nice to have you here as a Hazel hero. So I'm glad we had you with us, Christopher. Is there anything you'd like to tell anybody out there?
No.
No? Okay. Thanks, Chris. And over here we have someone else who's from Edison School, and we have...
Elizabeth Rowland.
Elizabeth Rowland. Elizabeth, you been at Edison a long time? How long?
I think it's 6 years.
6 years. Wow, you have been at Edison a long time. You going to take over the office pretty soon?
No.
No? Okay. Elizabeth, tell us some of the things that you do at Edison School.
Math, social studies, English, spelling, science, everything.
Everything? What things do you like?
Mostly I like math and reading and spelling.
How do you do in spelling?
Okay.
Okay. The words getting kind of hard?
Not really.
They're still fun? What about math? What are you doing?
Fractions and division.
And you're in which grade?
4th.
So you're in 4th grade also, so you're doing the same things that Christopher's doing, right?
Right.
Are you in the same classroom?
No.
Who's your teacher?
Miss Albrecht.
Miss Albrecht. Miss Albrecht's new to that building this year, isn't she?
Yep.
How do you like Miss Albrecht?
She's okay.
She's okay? Miss Albrecht likes being over there too, though, I'm sure. What kind of things have you liked doing in reading?
Well, sometimes when we get done reading books, like stories out of our reading books, we get to like draw pictures or write about it and everything like that.
Can you remember some of the things you may have written about? Or some of the stories you've read this year?
Not really.
Remember any of the pictures you did?
No, because that was in the beginning of the year.
That was in the beginning. How about science and social studies? What kind of things are you doing?
Well, we used to be doing in science was planets. Now I think we're doing, I can't remember what we're doing.
but in social studies, we're doing the Indians. In some parts in our social studies, we get to read it, and as soon as we get done reading the story, we got questions to answers in our book.
Is that easy or hard?
Sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's easy.
What kind of things are you doing with Indians?
Well, we gotta write, like, how long they lived and, like, what kind of food they eat and what they hunted and everything.
Gee, what kind of food did they eat? Do you remember?
No, not really.
Did they hunt all different kinds of animals?
Mostly.
Are you studying the Michigan Indians or all Indians in the United States?
Mostly all Indians.
Did you get an opportunity to go over to the Indian Education Center right there near the Edison building?
No.
Or anybody bring you the things from there? Well, maybe when you leave the studio here today, you can take a look up in the showcase and look at some of the Indian dolls and things that are shown up there from the Indian Ed Center.
Okay.
They're really neat. I think you'd like them. Can you tell us why you're selected as a Hazel Hero from Edison?
Because I get my work done, I turn it in at the right time, and I always have a smile. And I always help other students out.
You do? What kind of things do you do to help other kids?
My friend, she sits in front of me. She always needs help for like math and everything, and I help her out.
Wow.
Then she gets it because it's division. She thinks it's hard, and so I help her because it's easy to me.
Gee, that's really nice of you to do. What kind of things do you think you want to do when you grow up?
I don't know, probably be an art teacher.
Ooh, you do like art. What's your favorite art project this year?
Well, we gotta draw with crayons for winter time and everything like that.
What did you make?
I made for the clouds. I put my hearts in there, my blue hearts, and I put snowflakes falling down and a couple of people ice skating.
Wow. Did it hang in the school on the walls any place so everybody could see it?
No, I took it home.
And I bet it's on the refrigerator. That seems to be the best spot for art in every house.
Yep.
Well, is there anything you'd like to tell anybody out there who's watching?
No.
No? Well, we're sure glad to have you, Elizabeth. Congratulations on being a Hazel Hero.
Thank you.
And those are the Hazel Heroes from Edison School and Ford School. Now we're going to speak with some real special kids from both Hoover School and Longfellow School. First we have with us from Hoover School, Miss
Tammy DeMande.
Tammy, what class are you in?
Miss Cox.
And Miss Cox teaches what grade?
4th.
4th grade. Gosh, what kind of things do you get to do in 4th grade?
We do English, spelling, handwriting, social studies, Mr. President.
Mr. President, what's that?
Well, we read about from George Washington to George Bush and Mr. Clinton through the whole entire year.
What kind of things do you read about? That sounds real interesting.
We read about what happened between their serving years, where they were born, what term office, and what political party they are. That's about it.
That's quite a bit. You remembered all of that. That's terrific. You mentioned handwriting. Do you get to do cursive handwriting now?
Yes.
I bet you like that.
Not really.
No?
No.
Oh, usually you like those kind of things because they're fun to do. What other kinds of things do you like to do?
Choir, music, art, and math. That's about it.
That's quite a bit. Tell me about choir.
Well, we sing songs in front of the whole entire school, and
Wow.
we have concerts, and we hold them up at the Hazel Park High School.
You do?
Yes.
Who's in the choir? What grade?
4th, 5th, and 6th.
Are there any songs you like to sing better than other ones?
No, not really.
You just like them all.
Yes.
What part do you sing? Do you know?
I sing when there's 2 parts, we sing the first part, the other side sings the second part.
Tell me some of the things you do in your reading class.
Well, we just got done finishing the whale of, we learned about what kind of whales they are. We read about most of the book.
So there are a lot of different kind of whales, aren't there?
Yes.
Were there any projects that went along with the whale readings?
No, not really.
No? What did you write about them?
The whole entire class wrote, there was baleen whales, toothed whales, and toothed whales are killer whale. I forgot.
You're doing just fine.
I forgot the rest of the whales.
Do you have a favorite kind?
The killer whale.
Why?
Because it's nice to people and it likes to do shows in front of other people.
Have you ever seen them do shows?
No.
Have you seen it on TV?
Yes.
Where are they?
I don't
Remember?
know.
What do they call that place that has the whales?
SeaWorld.
There you go. Maybe someday you get to go see them in person. And they get to splash you with the water. Get you all wet. Tammy, do you know why you were selected as a Hazel hero?
Because I got 110% with everything that I got done with, and I've been helping out with other people, and I've been helping collect some stuff, and then handing out the stuff that I collected.
Collect stuff like what?
Papers, books.
For recycling?
Mm,
Or just collecting things in your classroom?
yeah, just collect stuff for the class.
That's pretty terrific. Doing 110% of your work, that means you did more than you had to, right?
Yes.
We can't ask for anything better than that. We hope we have lots of kids like you, Tammy. It's nice to have you here today. Is there anything you'd like to say to people watching?
Not really.
Not even a hi, Mom?
Hi, Mom.
I'm sure your mom loves that. Nice to have you, Tammy. Congratulations. Next, we're going to speak with someone else from Hoover School, and we have
Angela Parsons.
Angela. It's nice to have you here today. How come you're wearing this color?
I don't know. I guess it just matches my outfit.
It does match your outfit, but some of the people are wearing green today for a special reason. Do you know what that is?
St. Patrick's Day.
That's right. That's right. What grade are you in?
4th.
And who's your teacher at Hoover?
Miss Chauvelin.
Miss Shovelin. She has a pretty special class over there. You do a lot of fun things. What things do you like to do in her class?
If I get all my homework in on the morning on Friday, I can go into the gym and play.
Ooh, you in the gym? What's your
Yes.
favorite thing to do?
Bring my rollerblades and rollerblade.
Oh, wow. You've been rollerblading for a very long time?
No, I just started near Christmas.
Oh, do you have to wear all those pads on your elbows and your knees and all that?
No.
No, you probably should though, right?
Yeah.
What else do you like to do besides rollerblade? Do you do that every week, or are there other things you like?
Sometimes I play hockey.
Like floor hockey?
Yes.
Who plays with you?
If Norman, Donald, and some other kids in my class get all their homework and we'd all just play hockey.
Do you have to decide as a group what you're going to play, or how does that work?
No, we all just, we have to go in this little room, and it has all kinds of stuff. We can play basketball or kickball and stuff. But if there's going to be, hockey and basketball, one side is for hockey and one side's for basketball.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. What kind of activities that you do in your regular schoolwork do you like?
Math,
What are you working on in math?
multiplication tables.
Wow. Are there any other fun things that you do with Mrs. Shovelin's class?
Sometimes we cook.
You cook? What kind of things do you cook?
Cupcakes, cookies, bread. And that's really all.
Sounds like you have a pretty good time in Miss Shovelin's class.
Mm-hmm.
Angela, do you know why you were selected as a Hazel Hero?
Because I'm always willing to help other kids if they need help, and because I get all my work done on time and turn it in.
That's right. That's a pretty big thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's very important for learning to be responsible. And Mrs. Shevlin said something really unique about you when she wrote up the reason you were selected as a Hazel Hero. Do you remember what she said?
Because I'm an honor roll student.
Yes, she said you've been on the honor roll and she looks for you to do great things. That's a really nice thing to have a teacher say about you. That means you're a real competent young lady. Very responsible. Can we all watch that you're going to do great things when you get older?
Yeah.
What kind of things do you think you'd like to do when you're older?
Just be a nurse.
Be a nurse. That's a nice profession. Is there somebody that you know that's a nurse, or how would you know about that?
Well, I go with my mom because my grandpa just had cancer, and they had to do something with his stomach, and now my mom has to put the bandages on his stomach for him, and she sometimes, every other week, she has to change the full bandage.
And do you get to watch when she does that? Or do you help?
I help.
Good for you. That's a really nice thing. I'm sure your grandpa's very thankful that you're helping too. Well, Angela, I'm real proud of you, and it's nice to have you here being a Hazel Hero. Is there anything you'd like to say to anybody?
No.
No? Well, congratulations. We're going to move now to the other side of town again, over to Longfellow School. And from Longfellow School, we have two very special kids, but first we're going to speak with...
Holly Bresson.
Hi, Holly. How are you today?
Fine.
Fine. Did you get your hair done special?
No.
You always look this nice?
No.
No? Mom dressed you up real pretty today, or did you do that all by yourself?
I did it all by myself.
Oh, you're a pretty responsible lady, aren't you? It's nice to have you here. Who's your teacher?
Mr. Jones.
Mr. Jones. I know Mr. Jones. What kind of things do you do with Mr. Jones?
Spelling, handwriting, language, reading, math, social studies, and science.
Sounds like you're saying those in order of how you do them every day. It's easy to remember, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite thing that you do?
Reading.
Reading? What do you like about reading?
I like to read.
Just anything?
Yeah.
What's your opinion of these new books that everybody's reading in your reading classes?
I don't know.
You don't know? Do you think the stories are any more special or different than stories you used to read?
Yeah.
What's different about them?
Some are fiction, some aren't.
What does fiction mean?
Not true.
They're not true. Somebody made them up, right? Are there any stories you remember that you really liked? Favorite ones?
Whales.
You read about the whales also. What part did you like?
The orcas.
Are those the killer whales too?
Mm-hmm.
Why did you like them?
Because they never harmed a human death. I like them.
Oh, have you ever seen them at SeaWorld?
Yeah.
Oh, did you get splashed?
No.
You sat in the back rows, huh? Smart. It's not fun getting wet.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is? Only on a hot day, though, right? What's this on your hand?
It's a stamp.
What is it?
A rabbit and a cat.
A rabbit and a cat. Who did that?
My friend.
Oh, it doesn't mean anything special?
No.
That's not like for lunch or anything?
No.
Do you go home for lunch?
No.
Or do you stay for lunch?
I stay.
You bring lunch from home? Or do you sign
Usually a
up?
hot lunch.
They don't stamp your hand for hot lunch?
No.
Oh, they must know you real well. So they just know what you want? Or do you get to choose?
We get to choose.
What's for lunch today?
Turkey or hamburger.
All right, what's better, the turkey or the hamburger?
Hamburger.
I bet most kids like the hamburgers, don't they? What comes with the hamburger?
I don't know.
Don't know? Do you ever get tater tots or french
Yeah.
fries or any of those? Kind of good. What other kinds of things do you do at Longfellow School? Are you taking art classes or music classes or any of those things?
I go to choir.
You're in choir also. What part do you sing?
We're the first group, the other half is the second group.
Do you have any favorite songs that you do?
Achy Breaky Heart.
Oh, do you dance to that while you're singing it?
No.
No, just sing it?
Yeah.
It's pretty fun. Where do you get to sing?
In the music room and art room.
Do you ever perform for other people to watch?
Yeah.
Who comes to watch?
Usually we do it at the high school.
And who watches that? Like parents or students, or who comes to
We
see?
invite our parents and they all watch.
Who's your music teacher?
Mr. Dietrich.
Mr. Dietrich, he helps you do that, huh?
Mhm.
Any other favorite subjects you have?
No.
No? You like everything?
Yeah.
Boy, what a nice student. You must be great to have in a classroom. It's real easy. You have any real good friends in your classroom?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you guys kind of sit together and have a good time, or do you
Yeah.
pay attention?
We do both.
You do both. That's the best mix, isn't it? Do you know why you were selected as a Hazel hero?
Because I'm always on my safety patrol post. And some lady came and told the office that I was good safety.
That's really terrific. It's not very often we have people from the community come tell us how nice our kids are. That's a real special thing. How long have you been a safety?
I don't know.
You don't know? Just this year, or were you a safety before this year?
Just this year.
This year, where's your post?
By my aunt's house.
Do you remember the street?
Mapledale.
So you're out there on Mapledale. So if anybody who's watching this goes by Mapledale, they can wave and say, "Hi there, how are you?" Would that be a good idea?
I don't know.
You really got to pay attention. Are there a lot of kids that cross there by Mapledale?
Yeah, especially after school.
They ever give you a hard time?
No.
No? Who's in charge of safeties at your school?
Miss King.
Miss King? Well, that's really nice of her to do that, isn't it? Is it just fourth grade students who are on safety patrol, or other grades?
4th, 5th, and 6th.
Fourth, fifth, and sixth. Are there a lot of safeties?
No, not really.
No? They ever make you hot chocolate when it's cold in the winter?
Yeah.
That's the best part, huh?
Yeah.
Well, it's nice to have you here. We're real proud of you. Is there anything you'd like to say to anybody out there?
No.
No? Well, we're glad that you're a Hazel hero. Thank you for talking with us. Now we get to talk to somebody you must know, right?
Mhm.
How do you know this guy?
He goes to my school.
Is he in your class?
No.
No? Hey, Patrick. How are you?
Fine.
Patrick, what's your whole name?
Patrick Archambault.
Patrick Archambault. And Patrick, what grade are you in?
5th.
Oh, you're a big guy over there, She's only in 4th grade, right? Who's your teacher?
Mr. Hanson.
Mr. Hanson. I know Mr. Hanson. He does some pretty fun things sometimes, too, doesn't he?
Yeah.
What kind of things do you like to do in his class?
Math, science, spelling.
What things do you do in science in 5th grade?
We were working with mirrors.
Mirrors. Tell me about what you were doing with mirrors.
We were like putting them against a letter and see if they'd make a whole letter.
That's kind of interesting. Can you tell me a little bit more about it?
We like cut a letter in half, put the mirror next to it, and check it off if it'd make a whole letter.
Can you remember any of the letters that do make a whole letter?
A, B, C, D.
Lots of them do, don't they? What other kind of things do you do in science besides mirrors?
We just been working with mirrors, and we've been reading.
Reading? What's in reading?
We've been reading Ben and Me.
Ben and Me. What's that about?
It's about a mouse named Amos, and he's Benjamin Franklin's friend, and he's writing a story about him.
Benjamin Franklin writes the story about Amos the mouse?
No, Amos writes about Benjamin Franklin.
Oh, but that's, what kind of story?
Fiction.
There you go. So you're learning all kinds of good things, aren't you?
Yeah.
Do you do any projects with that?
Yeah, in our workbook for the reading, we write a diary entry, a little book.
Diary that talks about what you read each day?
No, it's just like we write something on a piece of paper about the story.
That sounds like fun. Good way to remember, isn't it?
Yeah.
What other kinds of things do you get to do at Longfellow?
Art, music, gym.
Are you in choir?
No,
No. What do you do in art?
we make projects,
Like what?
anything.
Anything? Was there any that you really liked?
No, not really.
You just like them all. You're an easy kid. How about gym?
We're playing floor hockey right now.
When you're playing floor hockey, do you have to learn all the rules of the game, or do you just play?
He tells us the rules and then we play.
Who's your teacher?
Mr. Hanson.
For gym?
Oh, no. Mr.
You'll think of it. A little coaching from the side here. Who is it?
Mr. Lane.
Yeah.
Mr. Lane. He's kind of new, isn't he? That's okay.
We usually get a new gym teacher every year.
Every year? Wow, you guys must be real special. You get all the new people. Is it fun to do, Jim?
Yeah.
What other kinds of things do you really like about Longfellow? Is it a special place to go to school?
No.
No? Longfellow has a program over there that honors students who have good self-esteem, and
Yeah.
what is that? Starts with a P. Remember the POPs?
Yeah.
What does POPs mean? Do you remember? Power of positive students. Were you ever a POP student in your classroom?
Yeah.
Did you get a Cacho award?
We get like a slip with our name on it and our teacher's name and our grade. And then he'll give us like a rocket on a piece of paper and we can get a free bagel or something.
Yeah, so you get some pretty good rewards for doing some nice things, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, POPs is a real fun program over there. Why were you selected as a Hazel hero?
Because I found money on my safety patrol post.
And what did you do with that? Put it in your pocket?
I took it to the office
Took it to the office. Why would you do that?
because it's not my money.
Good for you. We're teaching you the right things, aren't we?
Yep.
Or did your mom teach you that?
They both did.
They both did. Good answer. Boy, are you going to be a diplomat. And then when you turned that money in, they selected you as a Hazel hero, right?
Yep.
Where's your safety post?
On East Garfield.
East Garfield. Have you been doing that all school year, or
Yep.
did you do it last year too?
Yeah.
Wow, you're an old pro, aren't you? That hot chocolate must be real good to keep you coming back year after year.
Last year I didn't get any.
You didn't get any?
No, because I was safety patrol like in the middle of the year because Diane, she is on probation. She got on probation.
Ooh, what happens to put you on probation?
You have to wait a while to get your post back.
Does that mean she didn't do something right? Have you ever been on probation?
No.
Oh, phew. Worried me. I was going to say, we can't have a Hazel hero who's on probation. Well, is there a special reason you're wearing this green shirt today?
Because it's St. Patrick's Day.
Ah, you're going to help celebrate, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, good for you. It's nice to have you here, Patrick. Is there anybody you want to say hi to?
No, not really.
Not really? Okay. Well, there you have the Hazel heroes from Hoover School and from Longfellow School. Now we're going to talk to some real special Hazel heroes from both Webster schools and Clark School. And first we have from Webster School, Mr. Nathan Mock. Nice to have you here, Nathan. How are you?
Fine.
Feeling pretty good today?
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Nathan, whose room are you in?
Tax. Miss Tax.
Miss Tax? What grade does Miss Tax teach?
3rd.
3rd grade. I bet you do hard stuff in 3rd grade, don't you?
No.
No? It's easy for you. What are you doing?
Oh, I do English, math, science, and reading in her class, and I go with Mrs. Hamilton's, and I do, I do reading and spelling in Miss Hamilton's, and I do math in English and that in Miss Tax.
What do you do with Miss Hamilton that's different?
Well, first we finish all of our work, and then we can do anything we want as long as we don't get in trouble. Like, we're not allowed out of the room, but we can play and stuff like that.
Do you have lots of work to do in there first?
No.
No? What's your favorite subject? What do you like doing the best?
Math.
Math? What kind of things are you doing in 3rd grade math?
Well, we're supposed to be in times tables, but we ain't. We're still in, we're in takeaway.
You're doing subtraction?
Yeah.
You're doing those subtraction where you have to borrow from all of the different lines?
Yeah.
Yeah. That gets pretty
It's pretty
tough.
simple, because before, when I went to the other school, I was doing, I was already past that a couple of times, but when like times and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Where were you in another school? What school?
In the other school,
Mm-hmm.
we were in. I was over there doing. Well, I did all my regular work in one class, and then I go down to a different class for fun.
What school was that? Was that in Hazel Park, or was it someplace else?
It was in Ferndale.
In Ferndale. Well, we're glad you're back in Hazel Park. Can you tell us why you're a Hazel hero?
I already did.
Well, you told me before, but the camera wasn't on, though.
Okay.
So can you tell us?
I found my cousin found pills on the playground, and I took them from her and gave them to the office.
You found a bottle of pills and took them to the office. Where'd they find that? On the playground, just laying there?
No, it wasn't on the playground. It was in the front of the school.
Why is that important that you shouldn't just leave them laying around?
It's because some people do drugs and they'll take them and do them.
All right, that was a really neat thing that you did, turning those in. That could have been really dangerous for someone. You're a pretty special guy. Is there anything else you'd like to tell us about Webster School and being back at Webster?
No.
You glad to be there?
Yeah.
Well, we're glad you're there too, Nathan, and it's nice to have you here this morning.
Mm-hmm.
You want to say hi to anybody?
No.
Nope, not even Mom?
No.
Okay, nice to have you, Nathan. We're going to move over here and talk to somebody else from Webster School. And your name is?
Tanya Brown.
Well, Miss Tanya Brown, you look so perky today. You're not nervous, are you?
Yes.
No, you don't look it at all. Whose room are you in?
Miss Margotix.
Oh, Miss Margotix. She's a pretty special lady.
Mm-hmm.
I know Miss Margotix.
Cool.
Yeah, she is cool. What grade is that?
3rd.
And in 3rd grade, what kind of things are you doing?
Math, social studies, science, and reading.
And what are you doing in reading?
I can't remember the name of the story.
Are there any stories you really liked this year?
No.
No, you didn't like any of the new stories? How about the writing part of it? Is that any good?
No, I
Just
don't like
work, huh?
writing.
You do cursive writing?
Mhm.
Usually that's kind of fun. You like math, though, right?
Yes.
What are you doing in math?
Times. Last night for homework I had to do 100
100 problems? How long did that take you?
15 minutes.
Whoa, are you quick? 100 problems in 15 minutes? Do you use a calculator?
No.
No? Wow, you're pretty good. What kind of timeses were you doing?
5s.
Oh, 5s are good, aren't they?
They're the easiest ones to learn.
That's right. Well, it's kind of like counting money, too, isn't it? What else do you do over there at Webster?
We have gym class, music, and art.
Anything special you like in art?
Not very.
Not
special.
very?
I only like the part where we do cats and stuff and design them.
You design cats, like drawing them? Wow, that sounds kind of fun. Do you do them with chalk or crayon or what?
Wax crayon.
Wax crayons.
Our art teacher always tells us to press hard because, in other words, if it's a light color, then it wouldn't show up.
Who's your art teacher at Webster?
Mrs. Astro.
Mrs. Astro. Are you in any special things over there at Webster School? Any special activities? So you're just busy all the time, though, aren't you? Why don't you tell us a little bit about what made you a Hazel hero?
There's this guy, Mr. Mosley. He's the lunch aide, and a little girl and a little boy got hurt because they were playing on the ice, and I went over there to see if they were okay, and the little girl wasn't hurt very bad, but the boy was. So I told him to stay off the ice and make sure he doesn't get hurt again.
What did he hurt?
His leg.
Oh, my goodness. Well, did you have any special training to do this? Like, are you a nurse?
No.
You just kind of watch and make sure people don't get hurt on the ice. That's an important job.
I love helping people.
You do? Wow. That's pretty terrific. Do you help your teacher, too?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of things do you do for your teacher?
When there's stuff on the bulletin board and she doesn't want it on anymore, I take it down for her.
That's fun. You going to put up some bulletin boards someday?
No.
You'd never get to do that, huh? What other kind of fun things do you like to do at Webster? Anything you'd like to share with us?
No.
Anything you'd like to say to anybody out there watching?
No.
Not even hi to Mom?
My mom's at work.
Your mom's at work. Well, she'll watch us on TV later.
Hi, Mom.
Okay. Well, it's nice talking with you this morning. Congratulations on being a Hazel hero. And now we're going to move over to a young lady from Clark School. And from Clark School this morning we have...
Christina Jackson.
And Christina Jackson. You told me before that you don't like to be called Christina. What do you like?
Chrissy.
Chrissy. What class are you in, Chrissy?
I'm in 6th grade, Miss Hitchcock.
Miss Hitchcock's class. Have you been in Clark School all the time?
Mm-hmm.
So you've been there since kindergarten.
Since preschool.
Since preschool. Boy, you are an old pro over there. You're going to take over the office pretty soon?
No.
No? Probably could, though, right?
Yeah.
What kind of things do you do at Clark School in 6th grade?
Well, lately we've been studying in social studies, we've been studying China. We just got done finishing our unit in Australia. And it's pretty interesting about China.
What's interesting?
It's, they go to school, like, extremely early. They wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, my gosh. How would you like to be at Clark School at 6 in the morning?
Oh, God, I won't be able to wake up that early.
It's kind of tough, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
What other kinds of things do they do in China that were interesting?
Just that everybody helps out with their parents, and some people, when they live in the farm area, everybody lives together, then their grandparents, aunts, uncles, extended family living in one house.
It's a little different than what we do here in the United States, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
What about Australia? What was neat there?
They have, like, outback students. If people live too far back in the desert, it's called, like, radio students. They use a radio to contact with their teachers.
Radio students?
Mm-hmm.
How would you like to go to school by radio?
Yeah, I love it.
Why?
I don't know, just that sometimes when they go into the city, they can visit their classmates, schoolmates. And it's weird mailing your assignments back and forth to school.
Boy, that would be real different, wouldn't it? You wouldn't have much chance to have many friends, though, would you?
No, not that many.
Do you have a lot of friends at Clark?
Not that much.
No, just a couple special ones, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good. Christina, can you tell us, or Chrissy, you like Chrissy better, excuse me. Can you tell us why you were selected as a Hazel hero?
Because this one guy was going to my neighbor's house across the street, and was going to rob them, and me and my mom phoned the police because we knew he wasn't related to them, or we didn't recognize the guy.
And there was something else that was kind of special about this, wasn't there?
Mm-hmm. There's that, he was trying to steal their Christmas presents, and we just tried to stop him.
So you're the Chrissy who saved Christmas, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you did that, and I'm sure your neighbors were awfully glad you did that.
Yeah.
It took a lot of courage to make a phone call like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How did you know where to call?
Well, my parents and teachers at school all told me, in case of emergency, just call 911.
And so that's what you did.
Yeah.
Well, good for you. Are there any other special things you like about being a Clark School student?
I like playing in the school band.
You do? What do you play?
I play the clarinet. I'm also in the choir. It's just fun being in choir and band.
That keeps you pretty busy, too, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
When do you have time to practice all those things?
After school at home. During school, we go dance 3 days a week for one half an hour.
What are you planning on next year? Are you going to stay in band?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Depends if I'm allowed to take up both choir and band. Probably not.
Be a pretty busy schedule, won't it?
Yeah.
Is there anything you'd like to say to anybody out there, Chrissy?
Yeah, I would say hi to my two sisters, Nancy and Heather.
Well, I'm sure Nancy and Heather are thrilled to see you up here just like we are. So thank you for coming to talk with us, and congratulations on being a Hazel hero.
Thank you.
And that does it for the students from Clark and from Webster. And now we're going to talk with the Hazel heroes from Roosevelt School and United Oaks School. And first we have with us from Roosevelt, Mr.
Dustin.
Dustin what?
Dustin Michael Oglesby.
Well, Mr. Dustin Michael Oglesby, whose classroom are you in?
Mrs. Rasberg.
And what grade?
First.
First grade in Mrs. Rasberg's room. What kind of things you do with Mrs. Rasberg?
Well, I do letters, all kinds of stuff.
Like what?
Like we clue, and we do letters, persons.
What are the letter people? There's some people watching here who probably don't know what that means.
Well, I forget.
Do you remember any of the letter people's names?
Well, right now we have a letter person named Mr. R.
Mr. R. And does he have any other funny names? R for what?
I don't know. R for ripping rubber bands.
Ripping rubber bands. That's kind of hard to do, and it's hard to say, isn't it?
Yeah, like he starts shooting them at all kinds of people.
Do you ever do that?
No.
No, I bet you're just an angel, aren't you?
Yep.
Well, Mr. Oglesby, where else do you go when you are in Roosevelt School? You go someplace else for class.
I go kindergarten.
You go to the kindergarten room, and what kind of things do you do in the kindergarten room?
Our teacher reads a story. And then we start to do work that's sometimes not easy for me.
But you get it done, don't you?
Yep.
And how do you do that?
I just do it so quick that I return it.
Wow, the teacher's pretty amazed. In fact, she was so amazed that she elected you as...
a Hazel hero.
Exactly. Boy, that's just right on cue, isn't it?
Yep.
Yep. Well, it's nice to have you as a Hazel hero. Is there anything you would like to say to anybody who's watching?
Well, I like to say to my mom that I love her and to my sister that she looks funny.
She does, huh? How old's your
Yeah.
sister?
I don't know.
That she's bigger than you are?
Yeah.
Well, it's nice to have you here, Dustin. Congratulations. Thank you. And also from Roosevelt, we're going to talk to Mr. Mix. What's your first name, Mr. Mix?
Brian.
Well, hey, Brian. How are you today?
Okay.
Okay? You're a little bit quiet, though, aren't you? Are you always this quiet?
Yes.
I'm surprised. On the playground, even?
I don't go outside.
You don't go outside. Okay, well, that makes a difference, doesn't it? Whose class are you in, Brian?
Mrs. Smith.
And what do you do in Mrs. Smith's class?
We do science, reading, social studies, daily, spelling. That's all I can remember.
That's quite a bit. You have a busy day, don't you?
Yes.
What's your favorite subject with Mrs. Smith?
Math.
Math? What are you doing in Mrs. Smith's math class?
Now we're doing 3-digit multiplication problems.
3-digit. Wow, that's when you have to move them all over and carry it and all that kind of stuff, isn't it?
Yes.
Is that easy for you?
No.
You have to work pretty hard at it?
Yes.
What about homework? Do you have lots of homework from Mrs. Smith?
No.
Just like something every night or not every night?
We don't have homework on Fridays, just Tuesday through Thursday.
Tuesday through Thursday. Well, that keeps you busy, doesn't it?
Yes.
How about reading this year? Is there anything special in reading that you like?
No.
You don't like the new stories?
No.
No? And all the writing activities that go with them?
Mm-mm.
Kind of hard to do those things. You see some numbers here on your hands. What do those mean?
They're for lunch.
Ah, you ordered lunch today,
Yes.
Which choice did you pick?
Turkey.
Oh, so you like the turkey. What comes with turkey?
Lime jello and potatoes and some other stuff.
Is that usually pretty good?
Yes.
Well, that's good. Are there any other subjects you like over there? Maybe not in Mrs. Smith, like art or gym or music?
Gym.
Who's your gym teacher?
Mr. Lane.
And with Mr. Lane, what kind of things do you get to do?
We play volleyball and hockey.
So you learn how to do all those sports,
Yes.
Did you learn a lot of rules to be able to play those?
Yes.
Is there anybody you'd like to say hi to?
No.
Well, before you do that, though, we need you to tell them why you're a Hazel hero.
Because I'm starting to know my fraction pieces.
Fraction pieces, what does that mean?
We just add them up, put them together.
So you use manipulatives to learn fractions, don't
Yes.
you? And that means playing with a piece of something.
Yeah.
Do you like doing those?
Yes.
Fraction pieces make it a whole lot easier to learn. Well, and you're doing such an excellent job at it that Mrs. Smith selected you as the Hazel Hero this month. So congratulations. It's nice to have you here, Brian. Next we're going... Brian. Next we're going... Nice to have you here, Brian. Next, we're going to move over, last but not least, to United Oaks School, and we're going to speak to this lovely young lady who's all dressed up so pretty here. And this is...
MyLinda Laws.
Nice to have you, MyLinda. Whose classroom are you in?
Mr. Sparbeck's.
And what grade is that?
6th.
I bet we could tell you just look so grown up over here. And in 6th grade with Mr. Sparbeck, what kind of things do you do?
We do math, reading, spelling, science, and English.
You got a busy day, don't you?
Not really.
Not really? Well, and it's a whole lot busier. Why don't you tell these people what other things you do?
I'm a student secretary in the office at lunchtime. I'm in the student council. I'm in the service squad, and I'm in choir and band.
You are a busy lady. You wear me out just listening to that. What kind of things do you have to do when you're in the office at lunchtime?
We answer the phone and take care of people that come in.
What kind of people come in?
The kids who have fallen outside or hit their head in the gym.
My goodness, you almost have to be a nurse, don't you?
Not really.
Not really. Just call somebody else to help when they're hurt.
No, we just get ice for them or give them a Band-Aid if they're bleeding.
Pretty easy.
Yeah.
What does the service squad do?
We help out with the teacher.
And you mentioned a pretty special teacher, didn't you?
Yeah, Mrs. Dowdy.
You work in Mrs. Dowdy's room just this year, or have you been there for a long time?
I've been there last year, too.
Yeah, she's a pretty special lady. I know Mrs. Dowdy. She's a friend of mine. When you do student council, you said?
Mm-hmm.
What does student council do at United Oaks?
We think of ways to make our school better. We're going to be putting out a newspaper soon. And we march in the Memorial Day Parade.
You do? You did something else new at United Oaks this year that I think was the idea of the student council, don't you? With the mail?
Yeah, we started a mail system.
And can you tell us a little bit about that mail system?
What we do is we made up street names for all the streets, and upstairs we made it a city, and downstairs we made it a city. And there's a mailbox upstairs, and you can put your mail in that. Then it'll go through our postal system and make sure that you headed your letters right, and if you haven't, it'll get returned. And if you had, it'll get sent to the person who you want it to be sent to.
That's a neat idea. Is it a lot of work?
Not really.
Good. Just a lot of fun.
Yep.
Nice to get mail, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us why you're selected as a Hazel Hero?
Because I help out a lot in the school and people can count on me.
That's the best reason of all. You're a nice, responsible young lady. You ought to be very proud of yourself.
Thank you.
United Oaks is a lucky school to have you. Is there anybody you'd like to say hi to?
I'd like to say hi to my mom and Katie.
Nice. I'm sure Mom and Katie are happy that you did that. Well, those are our Hazel Heroes from Roosevelt and United Oaks. And now we have with us for the final portion of the program Superintendent Mel Rasmussen and the Community Education Coordinator, Mrs. Ann Bashinsky, who will award the certificates and the shirts that each of our wonderful Hazel Heroes get to have today. So we're going to call names and start in order. And Mr. Rasmussen, your turn.
Okay. Nathan Mock. Congratulations, Nathan. Tanya Brown. Congratulations, Tanya.
There you go.
Christina Jackson. Congratulations, Christina.
Thank you. There you go.
David Farraj. Congratulations, David.
You're welcome.
Alyssa Skultety. Congratulations, Alyssa.
There you go.
And Christopher McAllister. Congratulations, Christopher. Elizabeth Rowland. Congratulations, Elizabeth. Angela Parsons. Congratulations, Angela.
There you go, Angela.
Tammy DeMande. Congratulations, Tammy. Patrick Archambault. Congratulations, Patrick.
There, Pat.
Holly Bresson. Congratulations, Holly. Brian Mix. Congratulations, Brian. MyLinda Laws. Congratulations, MyLinda. and Dustin Oglesby.
We're going to move over to give Dustin his.
Congratulations, Dustin. There you go.
Here you go, Dustin. You're welcome. I'd like to thank you for tuning in this month for the March Hazel Heroes. Please tune in next month when we have some wonderful students to present once again, those students who do some outstanding things in the Hazel Park schools. See us in April for the next bunch of Hazel Heroes.